Yes, welcome to the Arsenal stand, ladies and gentlemen. It's your boy Mr. Laughter here, and we are back again with another live stream to discuss Arsenal against Leeds. Actually, it's Leeds against Arsenal, where Arsenal is gonna go to Elland Road. As always, we know Elland Road is a very difficult place to go to, but we are here to discuss it all together with you guys. And make sure you subscribe to the channel if you have not subscribed yet, and put on your notification bell so every time we come on here, you are very much welcome to share whatever you have in your mind. And I decided to come a little bit early because yeah, we're doing just preview, and we're gonna talk a little bit of the challenges that we gonna have in this game, and some of the key things that I feel like will be some battling grounds, and where we have some issues with Mikel Arteta choosing players that are gonna fit this match, because as we know, Leeds United is always very organized, and their coach has been talking today. The manager for that is Daniel Farker. He has played. He has really had his conference already, and Mikel Arteta will have his conference later today in the morning, probably around 10 or something. We shall do his press conference reaction later on in the evening again, like tomorrow. So be prepared that we shall be live again and discussing the best of the best, as we know. Now the game is gonna be tricky game, and as you know, Arsenal hasn't won in the last three games. The last game that they won really came before Liverpool, and Liverpool was 0-0. No goal scored, and we went to Nottingham Forest, no goal scored, and we were walloped by Manchester United, as you guys know, and that is a very um, deeping moment for the Arsenal fans in wherever way you can actually say it. But we are here to make things right. As we know, Arsenal hasn't been very uh, good in the Premier League, because the last three games, you guys already know, no shots on target almost, no attacking. Uh, Balls played really well, and like everything was just, I would say, not to the best. But let's hope we're gonna make it right on Saturday. And this is the moment where we're gonna discuss some of the key things that I think Mikel Arteta could do, looking at the game that we played yesterday, that is in the Champions League. If we can learn certain things from that, going to Leeds United is going to help us a bunch. And we shall see how the attacking options that I have for my team. I know Mikel Arteta will choose something different, but if I am to choose the team as the manager, I'm going to come up with some of the teams that I've selected for this match. And you guys can agree with it or not. You can also comment some of the key players that you want to go to Ellen Road and to have that the challenge with Daniel's team, because as we know, Leeds have changed their medium of playing. It's gonna be a very big low block, and I have some of these things that I think if Mikel Arteta employs those things, he would be in good position really to unlock the defense. Because as I know, Leeds are a very hardworking team, and they are very good in attacking, very good in defending, and they're really good in almost every sections of the field. And they have good players, as you guys know. The striker that used to be at Everton, that is Calvert Lewin Lewin, is still there. So he's, as much as he's not very prolific, but I feel like he is a threat for the Arsenal defense, knowing that we have been conceding a lot of goals of recent, and we our defense has been leaking a lot and lots of goals. So it would be interesting and intriguing, really, to see how the battle in the back would be for this match. But I have some few things that I will hair out and really discuss. Now, let's move on and look at the preview itself. Now, I want to begin by looking at the games that Arsenal has played against Leeds for a while. We know the first leg was at the Emirates, and Arsenal really thumbed their authority on Leeds, and they beat them 5-0. We know Yokore scored two. What is his name? Duran Tibos scored two, and then Saka also scored. So that was 5 goals. That was way back in August 23rd. So, and if you look at the way Leeds started the league, they weren't good at all. Not that they're good right now. The table shows it they are like still number 16 in the league, but being number 16 doesn't mean they are not playing well. That is what we have to make right, because playing the bottom teams that are really in the bottom of the league, is very, very tricky. It's very challenging because they give you some other things to think about. As a higher team in the rank, they're always bringing in threats from all sides. If they can't go ahead to score, what they will do, they will sit back down. They will defend for their lives. And that is what we're going to face in this game that we're going to have against Leeds. Because I'm saying, if Arsenal didn't almost score any goals in against Liverpool and against Nottingham Forest, as we know, Nottingham Forest is way better than Leeds 1,000 times. But if we go against the lower block, which Daniel is going to employ, I'm very sure. I've watched their games and I've seen some of the highlights. The way they structure their team is always defending first and attacking as a second option. Now, as you know, if a big team is coming in town, there is always a way that a smaller team operates. Almost they go to a default of defending. That is the first thing in their mind, because they don't want to lose the game, but they want to at least get a point or get something out of that match. So we have to be very aware of that situation that Arsenal are going to go in for at Ellen Road. But there are things that I feel like, if Mikel Arteta plays the balls well and plays with some tactics that he has not really been using well, we can come out with a win. It's going to be embarrassing if Arsenal comes back with no goals completely from Ellen Road, or maybe even losing the game or drawing the game, because that would really mean that the title race is at aunt, and the title race would be very open. And as we know, Manchester City always comes alive this period of time. They always come alive. And if even if they come alive in this period or this section of the season, we still want to be proactive. I know most people say, "Oh, Arsenal is going to bottle it again." The Manchester United loss has really shown that Arsenal cannot do it. We can do it. That's what I can say. The only thing that we need to change in these matches that we are going to play to the end of the season should be different tactics. We have to strategize and see a way forward. We know very well that Mikel Arteta really said that as a team, they have sat down and looked at themselves, and now is the time that they said in the next 4 months that is coming, they will be convicted to play their best games. And they all want to win this league. And if that is the vision and that is the point, why shouldn't we not believe in our team as Arsenal fans? I feel like we can believe in what they're doing. Not that we can't criticize every single game, or if we had a bad game, we can't criticize the players or maybe the coach or the manager. We still have to do that. But we also know that as the fans, we have to back our manager and back our team, like back them up so that they can perform. And in this game that we're seeing, we know that at least Arsenal have recorded tremendous success in the league phase for the Champions League. But that is not the case with the Premier League. If you look at the Champions League itself, the way the teams have been shown, the last 8, those ones who have qualified, almost the teams are all coming from the English Premier League. Look at Tottenham Hotspur, doing so bad in the Premier League, but in the Champions League, what? They rise up to like number 4, I think, or number 3. So that is a crucial moment where like you don't have to look at Champions League, because Champions League is a very complicated competition, and it's very different. Like um, it's not even related to the Premier League. Gordon, the one player of Newcastle, talked about how Premier League has become so physical Like it feels like everybody is defending. Nobody wants goals to be scored against. And the flair and the game, that like the niceness of the game, the way people used to enjoy the Premier League has totally changed. Like the games are not as enjoyable as they used to be because everybody is being physical. Everybody wants to like defend and not score goals. Now it's becoming set piece games. We know Arsenal is a a set piece team, and we will see if the set piece would help Arsenal again in this match that we're going to play at Elland, excuse me. So now we want to look at the preview a little bit. This is what I think for this match. Mikel Arteta has already seen and realized what to do and what not to do. We are running into a 15-game run. That's how I call it. It's almost like every game should be final. Every single match has to be finals for Arteta and Arsenal team in general. Why do I say that? Because if we happen to lose even a single point, you're going to see our meltdown will cry. Like all Arsenal players will go into meltdown mode, which we are very good at it. All fans are very, very good at what we call meltdown in the Arsenal fraternity, like Arsenal fan fraternity. It's just like something that Arsenal fans love to do. It's good to criticize, but I feel like Mikel Arteta has to realize that this here is the year that he has to perform and he has to win a major trophy. 6 years down the road, one trophy. And that is not ideal. With all the money that we have spent as a club, we now deserve something different. We deserve something above what we have spent for. All the players that we have, at least can perform, can help Arsenal to get something out. Like it's crazy how the 5 years went with no trophies completely. Because we realized that Arsenal normally gets out of the FA Cup in the third round. Carabao Cup, at least last year, we went to semifinals. We couldn't make it. But this year, we're in the semifinals. So if we make it through, hopefully, we can win something early to give us that momentum and to re-strategize and see, okay, this is how you celebrate when you win something and you get the desire, you get angry for more. And that is what Arsenal is supposed to be doing and expecting, in my view, for this particular season. Now, let me know in the comment wherever you think about this match. I will get back to you as soon as possible. But this is what I want Mikel Arteta to do to win this game. First of all, we need to get rid of what we call handbrake. These handbrakes that Mikel Arteta always have whenever he goes away. In many matches I've seen, like when Mikel Arteta is out of the Emirates, it feels like he has that handbrake on every single time. And the players don't play with freedom. The players don't play with the desire and the anger to show that they are really willing to win this. So, Mikel, if you can listen to me, let there be freedom and flair and let Arsenal players enjoy this match that is coming on Saturday. If we can score 5 goals like we did in the first phase, I would be happy. But if I've watched the first 10 minutes, seeing that we are still being controlled by the how can I say by the structure that we have, because I feel like Arsenal is a structural or systematic team where they only play in a specific system. And if a player goes beyond the system or doesn't respect the system, you know what Mikel Arteta does? He takes you off. Next game you don't play. Look at how he had been treating Eze at some point. Eze used to play with freedom at Crystal Palace, but now coming to Arsenal, he's put in a system where he has to play almost every ball with a rule, which is a big problem for Eze. It's really bringing his game down. Like we don't see Eze flourishing like the way he used to do in Crystal Palace. Like what is Mikel Arteta doing to the system? Arsenal have good strikers, but why is it Arsenal players as strikers, any person, any player, any striker that Arsenal gets doesn't perform? Look at Abba. The first season when Mikel Arteta came, he scored. He was a top scorer. Look at Lacazette, dumped, went back to Lyon. Abba, back. Like, is there any prolific striker that is shining in this system for Mikel Arteta? Everybody thought, oh, Gyökeres comes in, or he's gonna be like the guy who would take Arsenal to the next step and things like that. But nothing is happening. Like nothing. Is it bound on the system, or is it um, bound on Gyökeres himself? So I'm saying, if we need to win, if we want to win this match against Leeds, we need to get rid of the handbrake. I want to see Arsenal play with that flair and that freedom and running and having that desire, like momentum. And they should be on top of the game. They shouldn't be looking at some of the things that um fully that doesn't change anything. That is one attribute that I see. One thing that I'm seeing. If we can improve on that, it's going to be very, very important. Now, the personalities that I want really to help with this match, um, because we have been fully dormant when it comes to attacking. I want us really to change the attacking line. We know Trossard didn't play in the Champions League. Rice will be back for sure, but I want us to see a different structure. I would be tempted, really. I'll give you my starting 11 that my predicted starting 11, but um, just to see the attacking, I feel like you really see it right there. In the attacking, I want to see Gyökeres up front, and I want to see Eze in number 10, and I want to see Saka and Martinelli. Those are those are my attacking forward that I want to put in this match. The reason is Leeds United have very, very good players who are fast and energetic, and they also have a good defense. So if you have Saka and Martinelli also played very well, he scored in the Champions League. Why not us use that momentum that he has got from the Champions League to help us run past some of the midfielders and the defense of Leeds United? Because with this match, if we don't really play fast and we don't really play our balls, take a tackle. I want to see Arsenal move the ball faster. I always sleep, and it's so frustrating, guys. Like when Arsenal is playing, you're watching and you're like, what am I watching? I can fall asleep from watching the match. Why? Because it's only left, right, go in the middle, or maybe cross the ball far, left, right. Like it's boring. We need to incorporate certain ways of playing. If we want to play attacking football, we don't have to waste a lot of time building the ball from the back. The amount of time Arsenal spent in playing in the back of the defense, that's crazy. It's crazy. Almost 50% of balls that Arsenal play are all in the back. Excuse me. So we need to reduce on that today. Now, those are some of the things that I'm saying. If we can really tactically strategize and see the best way to approach this match, it's going to be very, very important in the Arsenal pursuit of this title, because this is a very crucial game. I want to see a different Arsenal against Liverpool, against Nottingham Forest, and I want to see a different Arsenal on against Manchester United as well. We should be different compared to the two last three matches that we played. And that is all down to Arsenal doing their best when it comes to going to Elland Road. We know Leeds has not won in the last 5 games we played with them. I don't think they have maybe they have scored, but I don't think they have won against Arsenal. The last time I checked the record, Arsenal has been winning the last 5 games 4-1, 3-1, 2-1. Like they can score against Leeds. They don't have a problem with scoring against Leeds. And I know this is a different threat. Now, Leeds on the table, they are number 16. And playing a bottom team is a very challenging thing, a very, very big challenging thing, because you don't know what they're gonna come with. You don't know what they will do. You just anticipate as a coach. You have to bring your game. And I feel like if Mikel Arteta brings this game in this match, we shall be good to go. Now, let me move on and give you my predicted lineup for this match. Now, I've seen a lot of predictions around, and people are all calling in for changes and stuff like that. We know also we rested some players for this Champions League, and I want to bring some people back in this game. Um, so let's look at this predicted lineup. Now, number one, just we know for sure, right? No competition there, no dispute. He's just gonna be there, number one for sure. Um, and I don't change anything like that. I know Kepa played in the Champions League because we already made it through, so there was no need completely for any uh, for Raya to play. So I bring him back in the starting 11. That is mine, and then in the number two, I'll bring back Timber. I know he rested, and hopefully, Mikel Arteta said he had some nickels, but hopefully it was just a simple thing and he got a rest. So I'll put back Timber in. That is on right back, and my defense still the same guys. That is Saliba and Gabriel. And then number three, probably Calafiori was a little bit rusty in the Champions League, but I would start him because he brings that. Um, at least he's good at going forward, and his crosses are all good. So I would bring him back to play in this match. Matches is not very good at defending, but I think Calafiori in the defense would work perfect for this kind of game. Looking at the way Leeds will set up, because I've seen their formation is five, I think 5-3-5-2-1, something like that. I have to double check, but they play five defenders. So if we are going to meet five defenders, we need a strategy, and how the way we have Timber has to overlap, and also Calafiori has to overlap, so that even if you go into the midfield, the way Mikel Arteta always want their fullbacks to go in the midfield, um, I think it will be a very, very good good thing to do for yeah, for this game. Now, going to the midfield, this is where the battle is, because the midfield is very, very important in this particular game. And I know people have been very, very frustrated with Martin Odegaard, and most likely people think he's not gonna play. But when we see the Champions League, that the game that we played, Odegaard came in, that means he was rested. So if I am to be to think of Mikel Arteta, or think the way Mikel Arteta thinks, I believe that Odegaard is gonna play. Eze is going to go back in the bench, or on the bench, I mean, and then Odegaard for sure will be back to play. And I'm looking at the midfield of Rice, Zubimendi, and Odegaard coming back. What would I have done in this scenario? Havertz played only 45 minutes. I would be tempted to play Havertz instead of Odegaard in this match, because he's still fresh. He still have that hunger. He's hungry to play because he hasn't played for a while. I would put Havertz in the midfield. So my midfield would be Rice, Zubimendi, Havertz. So I would play that midfield if I wanted to get more from my up front. Because the way Havertz played in the Champions League, like driving balls up, going on a run, like carrying the ball, we don't have those midfielders nowadays in at Arsenal that are carrying balls forward for the strikers. But Havertz did that, so I would get him. I think Kai would be very good for this game. I would give him maybe first half, probably let him run and create something, and probably take him out for 50 minutes or 60 minutes, just then bring Odegaard in to just finish the game, because I feel like he still have that desire. So my midfield would be without Odegaard, but I know Mikel Arteta is not going to do that. He for sure will will put Odegaard, but that's my predicted 11. So let's go up front. Like I said earlier, I'm still gonna have Gyökeres start, Saka and Martinelli on the wing. Trossard, he hasn't been great. Much as he rested in the Champions League, I feel like he needs a break. Let Martinelli flourish in that wing, and the left side, so that we can at least um, have that speediness. So like have somebody who is fast enough to go on counter, because I believe with this um, back five that Leeds are gonna employ, we need quick players. We need somebody once they come in for corners or maybe set pieces and stuff like that, we can really counteract and go in for a quick throw in, maybe, or maybe quick counterattacks. That might also help, because we are not good at counterattacks. I don't even know how many goals we have scored from counterattacks in the Premier League. Arsenal used to be fast thinking and moving and like almost fast with everything, but now it feels like everything has changed. And yeah, it's frustrating, but that's my predicted 11, and that's what I can say for the match in the predicted 11. Now, uh, let's see what else is really important. Because Arsenal hasn't won 3 games in a row in the Premier League, I I think the players are gonna be on it. The Arsenal players will be on it for this match because they want to show the doubters, because we have heard a lot of pundits like post calls talking nonsense against Arsenal, like every pundits, or even like YouTube channels like Arsenal are going to bottle it, Arsenal are not gonna win this league, Arsenal are this and this. And I want this game to be a game where Arsenal will show the league that they were wrong, and they're still up top there. They're going to win, and we need that to be really very clear. And if Arsenal doesn't play very well, we will always see. I'm gonna see the first 20 minutes how we respond and how we kick our balls. We need to eliminate all the pressure out of this game. There should be no pressure completely. I feel like we should just go like this is the first game of the season. Nothing is there. We only know that there is something at stake, but we shouldn't let the pressure of this Premier League to tarnish this match. Because as if the players begin to panic and let pressure takes them or emotion takes them out, then this game is going to be a very difficult match. Because going away to this place, this these people are crazy. They're very noisy. Like they're very noisy and loud. The supporters at Leeds, Elland Road, they are noisy. So we need to see a way to probably shut them down by scoring quick goals. I believe if we score maybe one goal as quick, maybe within the 10 minutes or even 20 minutes, that can at least help with the crowd. And that can build more momentum, because we have been very scrappy with goal scoring goals, and very scrappy, like guys. We don't even score almost any goal. Last 3 games, 0-0, 2-0-0, and against Manchester United, that scrappy on goal, which is one guy that we have been very friendly with. Our main striker is on goal, and hopefully that will stop in this league phase. So the 15 games run, I'm gonna do a video about it in a few weeks, and talking about one each game and looking at how Manchester City and Arsenal fixtures can help them. I know it's still like way far away to think about it, but 15 games is now. This is the time where we need to start stamping our feet and increasing the margin. As Mikel Arteta always talk about it, the margin has to be increased, and we need to fully focus on each game at a time and see how we can improve on every single level. because if we bottle this one, guys, it's not gonna be great. It's not gonna be good. So that is what we have for the preview, guys. If nobody has any question and nothing else to discuss fully, let me know if you have any comments, you have any question. What would be your predicted lineup, and what would you think Mikel Arteta will put in as his lineup? Give me your suggestions, and what are some of the things that Arsenal could do to win this match, because it's not going to be easy. We know away games, away matches are always tricky, and if we don't bring our A game, we will come back crying, and I don't want that to happen. But I'm very optimistic that with the Champions League match that we have won, we should be in good shape, and we should be happy to bring back things, and come back to winning ways, because I don't want to see another draw, and I don't want to see another loss. I just need wins and wins. From the 15 games that we have before we go to Manchester City, if we are at least 7 points ahead or even 10 points, that would be really, really impressive. If we can do only that when we go to Etihad, because when we go to Etihad, we shall have only 4 games left. So within the 4 games left, that is Newcastle, I think Everton, West Ham, and one other team, and that's just off head. So if we could do that, I guess we should be in good shape. We should be in really, really good shape to perform and get some points out of those matches. And yeah, I'm really, really optimistic that at least, if with the struggles that we have with all um the problems that we have in the attacking system, we should be able to win in some of the games that are left. That's my thought, guys. And if there's really nothing, we that's my thought on the starting 11 and stuff. Now I'm gonna go and do my prediction. Let me think. What would be a good score for this game? I know it's not gonna be easy, but I think I'm gonna go with 3-1, because I know we have been leaking so many goals now. I believe at home Leeds will score, but we shall outscore them. And I'm giving um, Kai Havertz a goal, because I know he's gonna come in at some point if Mikel Arteta decides to do that. My main person would be Saka scoring, and Kai Havertz, and probably Gabriel. Those are my 3 guys that I'm thinking they will score in this match, and that would be and then Calvin Lewis would also maybe score. That is for Leeds. Those are my key guys that I think would really, really um, give us a chance to at least take 3 points back home, and we will mean business to restart the season. Because the 4 months left, like Mikel Arteta said, we have to earn every single win. And we earn it by actually playing our best games, like playing every single balls the way it should be played. There should be no room for mistakes. The mistakes that we had against Manchester United, Zubimendi shouldn't really do that again. He shouldn't, because the pressure is all come down. Like Mikel Arteta said, everybody should come down. Everybody should restructure their mind, reset, and we go again. So this is the moment that we should start going again and see where it will take us, because it's gonna be mouth-watering if we don't win. But it's not gonna be easy. It's not gonna be easy. But yeah, that's the a few ideas that I have today for the match, and we'll see. Tomorrow we'll be back again, and we will discuss the press conference reaction, and some of the key things that maybe Mikel Arteta could have said. We will be back again, and please subscribe to the channel if you're not subscribed yet, and turn on your notification bell if you have not done that yet. We will be giving you every single latest news on the Arsenal, and giving you watch alongs and experience, like having fun as an Arsenal fan. So please subscribe and let your notification bell be on every time we're live. We do live streaming every single day, and we discuss Arsenal, specifically around the Premier League, Champions League, FA Cup, wherever it's there. We'll be here to share that. So let me know if you need anything, and you need to be part of the channel as well, and want to hear out your views and become part of the channel member as well. Let me know. We're on the road to at least get to 1,500 guys. So yeah, subscribe and be part of the channel. And yeah, if there's nothing else today, that is all I can say for today. And please subscribe, and see you again in the next video. One love, guys.